Hi, this is Bethany with Recherche Kennels, and I'm so excited to introduce to you Bekah's Mr. Black from Bekah and Lazarus' litter. He was born on November 25th, so he has currently been in training for several weeks. We know his personality extremely well. Now, Mr. Black's Recherche score is scored on 3 different numbers. He is scored first on dependency. Mr. Black gets a 7 out of 10 for dependency. This means that he absolutely loves to be with people. He is the first puppy to come to you and the last to leave when given the choice. He's going to choose to be with people versus being on his own and self-entertaining. This doesn't mean that he's overly needy, but he definitely chooses to be with people and loves to cuddle and be held. Good boy. He gets a 4 for activity. So a 4 out of 10 for activity. This means he is the calmest puppy in his litter. He isn't a lazy puppy and he does still have some energy. He likes to play and he is doing training as well, but he is definitely more of a laid back puppy and a little more mellow as well. Now he gets a 6 out of 10 for confidence. This does mean that he is balanced on that confidence score. He is still confident, but not the most confident puppy. He's not fearful by any means, but he's also not going to be one that's going to tend to go out and look for things to do and get into trouble, which is something that you may see with a higher confidence score. Now, there are 2 things that separates us from every other breeder in the world and every other kennel. The first thing is health clearances. We import the healthiest parents. They are all completely health cleared. And then the second thing is our Puppy Training Institute. Now, if you scroll all the way down, you will see individual pictures of both of his parents, Bekah and Lazarus. If you click on each one of those pictures, it will take you to their page. It will show you a video of them and talk about their health clearances in more detail. This is the healthiest Bernese litter that we have ever produced. Now, both parents are very good size for Bernese. Bekah is right around 75 pounds and Lazarus is 103 pounds. So now with Mr. Black being the smallest boy in the litter, we do expect him to be a little bit on that smaller size. We are estimating for him to be somewhere around the 85 to 95 pound range. Now, the other thing that separates us from all other kennels is our Puppy Training Institute. And so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you Mr. Black in training, showing his specific training, and talk to you a little bit more about that.
Our Puppy Training Institute has 4 core areas. There's a couple areas that are very visible that we're going to show you on camera with the puppy that's for sale. Some of the areas are a little bit more difficult, but the one area that's very visible to show is outside training, and the big part of that is leash training. Puppies love the pull, love the tug, love the cut in front of you, and so we train them to walk on our left side. We train them that when we stop walking, they do what's called an auto sit. That's where they automatically sit without being told, without having any hand signals. They automatically sit. That it builds respect and focus on you. A couple other areas in outside training it's a little bit harder to show is car training and then also swim training when the weather's warmer. The second area that's very visible is obedience training. All of our trainers are certified dog trainers that's been training dogs for years. They know what they're doing. They're all certified. They all can do canine good citizen. They're all very good trainers, and we work on the obedience commands of sit, down, stay, come, place, kennel, and they are trained extensively in all these areas. Now, we have 3 different communication tools we use with the puppies. We use hand signals, we use words, and then we use the training lead that we will provide you. And so as they get older, they get better and better. They can hold their stay longer, they can hold their place longer, they can hold their kennel longer. They can do it with both hand signals and words only, and so they get better and better. The place is when they jump up on the Kuranda cot. You will definitely want to buy a Kuranda cot because that allows the transition for our training to go to you. It's a wonderful command. When we say kennel, they go into their kennel on their own volition. We typically keep the door open, especially as they get older. And we train them, they cannot leave the kennel or really any other door until they are released. The 2 other areas that's a little bit more difficult that we're going to show you just generic dogs going through this. The one area is house training. We actually spend more time in house training than all the other areas combined. That's about 2/3 of the training, and this is where we work on the most important area of potty training. Of course, we're training them not to use the restroom inside and the signal eventually to go outside. A puppy at 12 weeks of age can typically hold the restroom about 1 hour during the day, whereas a puppy at 6 months can do 4 hours. The same thing is with crate training. We train them to sleep at night in their crate, eat in their crate, and a 12-week-old can typically sleep around 4 to 5 hours without having to be let out, and a 6-month-old, it's 6 to 10 hours. So obviously the longer they're in training, the longer they can be crate trained. We also, though, while they're in house training, we train them not to jump up on us, not to chew things in the house, not to bite our hands. It's very extensive. And then the last area is socialization training. Many people worry about getting a trained or older puppy is that they won't bond. Well, because of our socialization program, our puppies bond very quickly. In fact, we've never had a client complain about that. And so in our socialization, we're training them not to be afraid of thunderstorms. We're training them not to be afraid of the hair dryer, of the blow dryer, of a vacuum cleaner. We have a TV in our puppy training area, in our house training area, where we're socializing them. They go on field trips when they get older. We work extensively on them being handled. We have 20 plus people that work for us, so these puppies are handled by multiple people and they're socialized extensively. That is our Puppy Training Institute.
Now, if you are interested in Mr. Black, you can scroll all the way down, and right above his most recent pictures, you will see an example of pricing. Now, this is not his specific pricing, but we're going to show you in this video so that you are able to find it on his page. If you are interested, you can scroll all the way down and you want to click on Puppy Application. Fill out that application and send that in to us, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. If you don't hear from someone within 24 hours, please reach out because there's a chance that we may not have gotten that. Now, we really appreciate you taking the time to check out Bekah's Mr. Black from Bekah and Lazarus's litter. Thank you so much, and God bless.